Welcome to Comfort Avenue number 2. I am your host, Echo Fang Grey Wolf. So, we are going to talk about my book, American Kunoichi. Now, I haven't had a chance to check my email, but this should be available this week for sale. You can check Google Play, iTunes, Amazon, and Barnes and Noble, and possibly Walmart.com. I will not swear to this because I haven't got on my main laptop for working to confirm the page publishing thing. Now, I honestly don't know if you can buy it directly from page publishing, but if you think you can take the chance of doing that, I say knock yourself the fuck out because this is let me see. It has 5 chapters. It has an introduction, it has a prelude or prologue, and then it has chapter 1, End of Days, chapter 2, Home, chapter 3, Thin Line, chapter 4, Destroyer, and chapter 5, Exit Strategy. Then it has a eulogy, acknowledgments, appendix. I have no idea what it is. And then it has the cast list from page 355 to 365. So from 355 to 365. And then at the end of the book, you have pictures of my dumbass and pictures that I have drawn. So you have that. Now again, I don't know if you can get this directly from Page Publishing. The price is $25.95, which I didn't know that was a normal price because I actually thought that it wouldn't be sold for anything higher than like $10. So that's on me. I'm sorry. I didn't think that my book would be priced so fucking high because I paid so much to get this bitch published that it would just be like, oh, well, we're just going to put it in stores and it's only going to be like $10. Okay, because $10 go a long way. But, you know, $25.96, that's the price they set. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm happy that I got the book done. Now, in to date, to current, I'm hoping that this book sells so that I can finish Sundown and they can publish that as well as they're going to publish Love 13. Now, Page Publishing has Love 13 in their possession. The original manuscript is in my fucking book. I'm in my shed out there. So I'm hoping that it passes and that it if this makes enough money, which I need y'all to do, if go out and buy it, if this makes enough money, then it can get in the stores. If it get in the stores, it can make more money, and then I can pay Page Publishing to release Love 13. I'm almost finished with Sundown, and once I'm finished with Sundown, I'll be making enough money to put that out there. Once Sundown is out there, that's done. I will make a separate video about Sundown because Sundown addresses some very important stuff. But until then, American Kunoichi, get a good look at it. Hopefully it's showing up to you guys right. If not, put a mirror to the thing. But American Kunoichi, I'm going to give you a tiny sample of what this bitch is about without spoiling it. Alright, so the long and short is there's 3 stories in this book. 3 stories, there's all one story, but it's 3 stories, alright? There's a main story, which focuses on good versus evil, alright? And in that main story, this focuses around these 2 sisters who are half Native American and half Japanese. Their mother and their father is in the second part of the story, which is like basically the background story that's going on while you're reading it. Their mother and father are American citizens with diplomatic stuff that they have to do. Now they're going to Japan, and so they have to take their daughters with them because their daughters are school-age kids. They're teenagers. They're like 16 and 17, and they're about to turn 17 and 18. All right? Now, that's the whole second backstory of why the parents and them, which is basically why they have to go to Japan in the first place. Now, their daddy is Hoshi. He's Japanese. That's why you have a katana. Their mama is a Native American. That's why you have this hatchet/axe, and that's why you have this war bonnet. All right? So in that, it gives you the story that there are 2 mixed teenage girls who are half Native American and half Japanese, and they speak both languages, and they have to go where they speak three languages because they also speak their native language, but I didn't put that in the book. They have to go to Japan because their parents are negotiating to get a base built for American territory on a certain island in Japan because it's perfectly aligned with where America wants to put the space station, which is the overall backstory behind the story. That is how you know why they had to go to Japan. Now, the other part of the story, the third story, is the past and how this family got caught up in all this bullshit. And for you to get the gist of that, you're going to need to go buy the book. Now, I don't want to give you too much more because then you won't buy the book because you'll know the whole fucking story. But just understand there's two girls, one 16 turning 17, one 17 turning 18, and they have to go spend their last semester in high school in Japan because their parents work for the United States government as liaison officers who are trying to negotiate a space station and a supplement station beneath the space station so that the people who are going to operate this shit benefits America and Japan, i.e. the daddy's Japanese with dual citizenship, the mama's a Native American, also with technically dual citizenship, but we're not going to go there. Anyway, the point being made, there's three stories in one because there's a big backstory and then there's two front stories that you're mostly going to be reading about. And this book also has zombies. So they're not your I bite you, you become a zombie kind of zombie. Kinda. But anyway, I need you guys to go get this book. I don't ask you for money or anything, but I am asking you to please, please, please look for this book. This is the cover. It even gets you an acknowledgement of some stuff on the back where you can read the synoptics of the story. And so it does keep you informed on what the word kunoichi means. So it gives you that whole thing. It gives you the whole acknowledgement. Now, being a mixed person, sadly, I think the story of a male ninja who's mixed wouldn't really catch the reader's attention. And this is from my words. As a matter of fact, I'll read it to you from beginning to end, and then we'll end the video. I bet you are wondering why American Kunoichi. Well, in short, it made sense to say American Kunoichi to keep it simple because I didn't want to write out the word American female ninja. And Kunoichi just sounds much better and cooler to me. However, as a martial artist, I have studied many forms of martial arts. And most people are fond over or reverse the ninja. All right, revere, the ninja. Fond of or fond over, and then revere the ninja. But very few people know the story about female ninjas. Now, being a person who's mixed, sadly, I think that the story of a male ninja who's mixed wouldn't really catch the reader's attention. Sorry, little dyslexia just kicked in. However, as I am a straight man, I figured that, just like others, I am very intrigued with how women live. I have 5 sisters, but sadly, I am the only one in the family of male or female who has taken or dabbled in martial arts. So, I took the position as if I was of my younger sisters and a martial artist. So I got through the situation not by being a girl made it difficult, but lucky for me, I have a great hypersensitive imagination. Also, all of my favorite heroes have been women. Plus, I strongly believe that this story about women would go further because it makes one feel more emotionally invested. I use the term emotionally invested for a reason. Most people, and I mean most of us men, are afraid to show their feelings and emotions. And the story gave me a chance to express my emotions and how I exchanged my late father, because my dad passed, into the father of these 2 young women in the story. I also wanted to show that men could be girl dads and have proved that our daughters can be just as powerful as our sons, if if not more than our sons. Not just a foreshadow of a son in the story. There is a son in the story. He has like almost little to no significance because it's all about the girls. And I mostly wrote this book so little girls and little mixed kids in general could have heroes. Because nobody's writing stories like this for people like me, which is why I am an actor who has failed for 30 years. So I will give you the Hoshi family. All right, it's like right off the bat with the first cast page on page 355. All right, so the father's name is Hiroshiro Hoshi, Japanese American, dual citizenship. He's 42. The mother is named Fawn Echo Grey Wolf Hoshi. She is a Native American, Cherokee, biracial. Because I think I made like one of her parents white or mixed or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. She's 42. Her oldest son, Sage. I named that after a friend of mine's son. Um, a friend of mine who does Saber Night Lights, not somebody else. His middle name is Takahiro Hoshi. He is Japanese. He is biracial, dual citizenship, male. First daughter, Kit Echo Hoshi, named Echo after her mom. Alright? She is Japanese, biracial, dual citizenship, female. She's 17, returns 18 while in Japan. Daughter number 2, Koi Fujiwara Hoshi. And Koi is what I meant to say. Koi, as in the fish. Koi. She is Japanese and Native American and dual citizenship. She is 16 and turns 17 in Japan. So they do have a birthday in this book. All right. Now, the Grey Wolf family is the mother's parents. All right. And somewhere along the line, I think when the book was rewritten into this form, they might have missed something. But how else could the mom be biracial? So anyway, the Grey Wolf family, Chief Talon Fang Grey Wolf. He is 64. He's a Cherokee Indian. Lily Lee Longfeather Grey Wolf. That's the grandmother. She is 63. Cherokee Indian. Uncle Hawk Stone Grey Wolf. Native American male. 60 years old. He's the younger brother. Auntie Hannah J. Grey Wolf. Cherokee Indian. She's 57. Okay. So now you have the Grey Wolf family, and then you have the extended Hoshi family on the very next page, and the extended Longfeather family, and then you have the Fujiwara family, and then it goes into extended Hoshi family members, which is the great uncle, who age is unknown, but you'll get there. The grandfather of the Hoshi is 64. The grandmother is 64. She's also biracial because she's Polynesian, which means she's Hawaiian, and you know, she's the thing. Uncle Wei Shung Hoshi, Japanese citizen. Auntie Nei Tanaka Hoshi, 60 years old. Great aunt, biracial Japanese, dual identity. She has an identical twin, rather. And she's 66. And she kind of married a native man. But her name is Mori San Ito Blackstone. There was a Hoshi in there somewhere, but then she's like from the mama side. All right, and then her twin sister, yeah, because they're Itos. My bad, I fucked up. Anyway, they're from the mama side because the mama is named Ada Le Ito. Now I named her after my great grandmother, who's a Native American, Ada, not after Ada Wong. All right. Now the twin sister of Murray is Kari Moon Ito. One is named Sun, one is named Moon. It has a reason for that. All right. And then you have Adam Yoshi Ito. Biracial Japanese American male, 55. Extended long feather family, which would be the grandmothers of the girls and the grand people in general. So Shaman Crow Hawk Longfeather. That's the great grandfather. Great grandmother is Fawn Echoes Longfeather. Uncle Ravenclaw Longfeather. Auntie Doe as in deer. Falcon Hawk Longfeather. Cousin Starling Robin Longfeather. These are all Abenakis, but they're also part Cherokee. So there's just a longer route on how that happened. And then cousin Moonbeam Dove Longfeather. All right. So Starling and them, they're all twins. Starling and Moonbeam, they're both twins also. There's significance in why I named them that. Now the Fujiwara family is also part of the Hoshi family, which is why Koi has Fujiwara as her middle name. All right, because these are basically family members on her father's side. All right. Then you have extended Hoshi family members. You have Shinshiro Eli Hoshi. That's a great uncle. And you have the archangels, and then you have demons. All right. And their stories are in a flashback scene on how they met the Hoshis. And you have a whole bunch of archangels. We're not gonna go into it, but you have at least 5 archangels, and then you have at least 5 to 7 demons. You have your fellow ambassadors. You have your government bodyguards, a Hawaiian police, and as you get to the back, you have extra citizens. These citizens will become victims. You have a Fujiwara staff for the school of the Fujiwara High School. You have Fujiwara students. You have the Japanese police department. And then you get to the rival school, Ninsho Toshi Ninja Clan. And then you have the Daiku Kama Ninja Clan. One is good, one is bad. I'm not giving you guys too much. I just want you to go buy the damn book. And then you have extra special guest Japanese government officials, Japanese bodyguards, and American administrators. And then the cast list ends up on page 364, excuse me. You have extra special guest family members, great ancestors from back in the day. And then you have, that's like for the flashbacks, top professors, scientists in astrophysics. And that's pretty much all of the cast. And then you have important notes. And also to be noted in this video that every book that I write, with the exception of Love 13, because it's actually my first book, but this book is the first one being published. It's my second book. I do reader's notes. Now, the point behind reader's notes, and then I'm going to end the video. I like to check in on my reader because you'll be reading like 5, 7, 9 pages, and I want to know where you are here and here. And so there'll be a reader's note in between a few pages with like, so this is how this is how this is. How are you feeling about this? How are you feeling about that? How's the story going so far? And sometimes the reader's notes and the chapter reviews are there to inform you, hey, you're almost done. Just keep reading. Just keep reading. Now, in closing, the whole problem I have with Sundown is writing an ending that's not a cop-out, and it's not going to make me have to write another book. I want all my characters to have one-and-done stories, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully y'all will understand that I am not a writer, I am an actor. And I'm a strong believer that if I'm in a show or a movie, and especially if I'm not the star, then you can do what you want. But if I'm in a show and I'm a permanent stay, if I'm like the co-star or the lead, which will never happen, I'm not going to be the lead. I'm not that good. Unless Disney decides to make me Red Wolf 1, Red Wolf 2, Red Wolf 3, or Jesse Black Crow, which I know I could probably pull off. The story has to have a beginning and it has to have an ending. That's just the way I feel about it. It has to have a beginning, has to have an ending. Even if it only gets one season, it can't end like Sliders. It can't end like Battlestar Galactica. It can't leave the fans hanging, because I'm one of those fans who fucking hate not knowing how a show ends and you want to leave it to my imagination. I'm a realist. So my imagination does not logically work out for how stories should end. Because I need a real, honest to God fucking ending. Sliders did this, okay? Sliders did this because you don't know if the singer made it back to the right Earth. He injected the poison inside himself, so you don't even know if he survived the landing and if his body exposed the Cro-Mags to all of the poison. If you have no idea what I'm referencing, reference the last episode of Sliders on the Sci-Fi Channel, and you'll get it. Watch it all the way from the beginning to the end, just that one episode, and you will be pissed off for the rest of your natural life. Now, I had another show that came on the damn Sci-Fi Channel, and it got canceled, so they never wrote an ending. And at least like the other show that got canceled, which was Killjoys, they wrote a good ending. Farscape ended on a cliffhanger, crowdfunded it, they made a Peacekeeper War movie thing, and it came on TV, and they ended everything with the exception of, spoiler alert, my boy Dargo didn't make it. But they did name their child after him, and John Crichton will never ever be able to go back home. So if you haven't seen it, I just fucked it up for you, and I do sorry, but you can still watch it anyway. It's called Peacekeeper Wars. You'll enjoy it. Battlestar Galactica, cop-out ending. You don't know what the fuck was up with Starbuck. That pissed me off. They flew the Galactica into the goddamn, spoiler alert, I'm sorry. They flew Galactica into the motherfucking sun. And all of the spaceships and all of the technology, all of the weapons, they flew everything into the goddamn sun. They made little settlements on what would now be Earth, the Earth we're on, and they slept with Cro-Magnon men and women, and somehow or another the Cylon baby from the Asian woman and the white dude would become the missing link, and basically what you seen in the very first episode was about to happen in the last episode, which is kind of fucked up, but it was an okay cop-out fucking ending that pissed me off. So when I said, as an actor, I refuse to have a show that doesn't have a fucking ending. Alright? It's gotta have a fucking ending. That's like not negotiable unless I'm not in the show but maybe 2 episodes. Then I ain't got nothing to do with it. If I'm in the show in the first episode and I die, okay, it's not gonna be on me. But for any fan out there that's going to be reading any book that I write, the motherfuckers, I'm promising you, will have a fucking ending. And that is what we're going to talk about in the next video about Sundown. That's a surprise video. I wasn't going to make that, but thank you for watching.